Tonight on Garbage Time Fantasy Football, the Sabotage mock draft is back. Time to piss each other off. And it's also time for Garbage Time. Welcome into Garbage Time Fantasy Football. I am your host, Ron the Fantasy Spectre Seymour, joined today by Joe and surprise guest, Ryan.
Welcome back, Ryan.
Just the best picture they used for that.
I know, I should get that framed.
All right, like I said at the top, today we are doing our Sabotage mock draft. The people who thought of it, the people who started it, and it's now being repeated by other people.
With that, you ready to get into some news before we do that?
Yeah, but before we do that, Joe, where can people find us?
You can find us in audio formats at Apple, Spotify, Google, Pandora, Amazon, iHeartRadio, and you can listen to us and watch us live on Twitch and Twitter. Reach us at www.garbagetimeft.com. Leave us voicemails and hate mails. We will play them live on the show. You can also leave us comments down here on YouTube. Reach us at Garbage Time Fantasy Football on Instagram and Garbage_Time FF on Twitter. Now we're ready for the news, Ron. Hit it.
Now we are.
News updates.
First little bit of news we have tonight. Jalen Hurts gets paid before Lamar Jackson. Massive contract. What are your thoughts on this, boys, and the implications around the league?
Well, I think it shows a precedent between the owners that they're not going to give the guaranteed money to Lamar. So he's going to have to figure it out, because he's not getting what he wants. He's just got to take what he can get, which should be probably similar to, if not more than what Lamar Jackson got.
Does this give you a feeling of more stability with Hurts as opposed to Lamar in dynasty and redraft leagues?
I would feel more comfortable as of right now with Jalen Hurts. Obviously, he's got more weapons than Lamar if he goes back to the Raiders, even right now. And he's got the contract, so you know he's going to be with the team for at least a few years.
Yeah, something like that. And you said the Raiders. I think you meant the Baltimore Ravens.
I'm pretty sure I said the Ravens, but maybe I fucked up. I don't know.
We'll have to go back and look at it later. Already starting to sabotage himself tonight.
Yeah, you know, I just worked 12 hours. I'm a little tired, but we'll get through it.
Yeah. Better calm down or I'm going to get sabotaged. All right, Trey Lance. Trade rumors are heating up for the first time today. It was kind of interesting to see that today. I want to get your guys' thoughts on his potential trade value, if the 49ers are going to potentially trade him, and where would you like to see him if he actually got traded?
I don't think he's getting traded, so I haven't thought about it a ton. I don't think it happens.
Yeah, I think they would have to be blown away with an offer, like multiple firsts, and I don't think they're going to get that from any team in the league right now.
Because they still don't even know what's going on with Brock Purdy. Like, they don't know how long he's going to be out.
Yeah, I've heard reports he could be out for the year, so.
Right.
I've seen reports today that he could potentially be ready for training camp, and they brought in Darnold, too. So they have 3 quarterbacks on the roster, which is quite a lot. And you don't bring in a veteran like Darnold unless you're willing to play him. I kind of think there actually might be something to this rumor, and I think that a team that may be willing to trade for him could be someone like the Houston Texans, and maybe I think the max you could get for him is a first-round pick next year. I think there actually is something to this. I think it would be a good fit, too. I think it'd be a pretty good fit if they actually go the route of not drafting a quarterback like they're rumored to do. Don't know if that's going to be the case or if that's just smoke, though.
Is this just Trey Lance being on your dynasty team hopeful things?
No,
because the way I see it is they think, Brock Purdy may be ready by training camp, but like I said, no one really knows for sure yet. I don't think the 49ers know for sure yet. They'll keep 3 quarterbacks on the roster right up until they know. Could he be traded, before the start of the season? Maybe, but it's not going to be before the draft. I doubt it'll be in the draft. It would be more like towards the beginning of the season.
So you're surmising if they get traded before the draft, it would have to be an offer that would be blown away, as opposed to maybe in training camp they would see that Purdy's healthy and then maybe they would trade it for less.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the best bet forward would be the Texans, though.
Because, yes, they probably won't go into the season with 3 QBs, but, I mean, they may with what happened to them last year. Like,
it's true.
They may keep 3 quarterbacks on the roster all year. Who knows?
All right. Allen Robinson got traded to the Rams for a bag of peanuts, and the Rams will be paying 2/3 of his salary. So what's your thoughts on Allen Robinson getting traded to Pittsburgh? Does he have any dynasty value with the Pittsburgh Steelers? My gut feeling is no.
I would say no, but it's still got to be more than what he had with the Rams, right?
He had nothing with the Rams.
Right.
But he also had nothing with the Bears the year before.
True.
I mean, I don't think so, but I did hear I read something interesting today where a few months ago, Deontay Johnson was the talk of trade rumors. And now they traded for Allen Robinson. So some people are speculating maybe this is the Steelers wanting to move on from Deontay Johnson.
I don't know about that.
Building up their wide receiver room so they could do that. Like I said, it wasn't by like a true NFL source.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was someone within the industry, but not like, it wasn't like Rappaport or Schefter or someone like that.
Let me just say, if the Steelers are struggling, the last time that he was prominent, Allen Robinson, was with their backup quarterback, Mitch Trubisky. So if anyone can get him playing in this offense decently, getting some reps with him in a backup role, I'm not saying him playing over the second-year QB, but getting Allen Robinson to get acclimated to the offense and actually playing well, it would be his buddy, Mr. Trubisky. So that's just something else to tailor here, too. They're not paying a lot of salary to potentially get him. It's just kind of a dart throw, but I think they saw some value in the fact that he had the chemistry with him. He can get him up and ready for the offense. He can be their third wide receiver, and God forbid if their second-year QB goes down, Mr. Trubisky can come in and have a wide receiver in that offense where he had familiarity with him.
I mean, it's possible. I don't know. I mean, I won't be touching Allen Robinson with an 80-foot pole.
No, he's off my draft boards completely, even in the last round. And last thing I wanted to talk about tonight, too, is there was a rumor floating out there that the Titans are interested in Aaron Rodgers. That is a bunch of bullshit for the fact that this is from an unnamed source, an executive from an unnamed website. It's just floating around Twitter. Take absolutely no acclamation to it. You boys ready to sabotage each other?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. This is the Sabotage mock draft. If you're new here, what are you doing? We've been doing these for 3 years now,
And you're liking and subscribing too.
Right, yeah. So the way this works, today we are going to do picks 1 through 16 of the NFL draft. We each have 3 sabotages to use between the 2 days, and we each have to use at least 1 each day. So you get a max of 2 per day, a max of 3 overall. Also, if a player gets sabotaged to a team, that team cannot then trade or do anything crazy to obtain said player at any time in this draft.
A strategy I used last year.
Right. Yeah. So that rule was put in place because of Joe's used car salesman tactics. All right. So that being said,
let me explain the point values really quick too.
So that's right. There was point values.
Absolutely. So getting a player with a trade to the correct spot is worth 4 points. Drafting a player to the correct spot is worth 3. In the correct position, so that would be the number on the board, is worth 1.
Wasn't there something to the correct team at a different position also?
1 point.
That's what I thought.
Yes, sir.
And our reigning champ from this little game was Ryan Warner.
Was it
from
really?
last year? Yep.
I didn't know that.
He didn't even remember.
Look at me.
He doesn't like winning.
I believe a lot of points. We all did terrible last year.
Yeah, we all did terrible last year. I think I had a chance to win it with the Kansas City Chiefs final pick. If they picked a certain player, I would have inched ahead of Ryan by like a half a point or a point or something. I don't remember what it was. But he won it. So I won it the first year. He won it the second year. I got to retake my crown this year.
I have yet to win one. This is the year hopefully I do it. We'll see. I've done terrible in these. Although I did pick the number 1 pick last year when none of you did. So
yeah, isn't that the only pick you got right?
No, I got the first 2 and then nothing else after that.
The first 2, that's what it was. All right, let's get this shit show started. Joe, you are on the clock with the Carolina Panthers at the 101.
Okay. So
oh wait, hold on.
Pull the board up.
You can watch along over on youtube.com Garbage Time Fantasy Football.
Yeah. We actually have it pulled up there, or you can just listen to us in audio formats and hear us bitching as the other people sabotage each other. And then you'll know that it actually happened. Either way, we are completely fine with that. All right, so with the first pick in this draft, I have really been going back and forth on the QB that I thought the Carolina Panthers were going to select. As of lately, Vegas has been posturing the odds. This player is not taking calls anymore, too. They seem to really like the athleticism of this player. So with the first pick in this draft, I've got them taking Bryce Young, quarterback out of Alabama.
Bryce Young, QB out of Bama.
Bama.
Lock it in.
Bama. Lock it in. Oh, yeah, I didn't even wait for a sabotage, but generally we get them in before people even start talking.
The worst would have been letting Ron type it in and then someone hitting the button.
Yeah, backspace is real easy to do. Let's say the person before we go into the reasons why. That way we can sabotage each other in the middle of saying it.
Sure.
Like in the middle of their description, make it funner.
Sure.
All right. I am on the clock. My pick here for the Carolina Panthers at the 101. I've been saying it for a while. I think this is the guy they like. It's CJ Stroud. Their new quarterbacks coach or offensive coordinator came out and just in high praise of this man. They told him to, they'll come over to his house when he buys a house in Carolina. So my guy is going to be CJ Stroud.
He was the early favorite going number 1.
Yeah, I think a lot of this is just a lot of the stuff that's been happening now is a lot of smokescreen.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's still going to be Stroud.
Anyone still feeling like a little anxiety that we haven't heard the little drop for the sabotage yet?
Not yet. It's only pick 101. You know what I mean?
We usually hold back a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm gonna agree with Joe on this one. I think Stroud was the early favorite, but I think Bryce Young is pulling ahead here, and I see the Panthers selecting him.
Oh man, this is where the domination starts with me getting the first one right and you guys getting it wrong.
Hey, there is a technique to it, you don't want
to. All right, with the second pick in the NFL draft, the Houston Texans are on the clock. Joe, what do we got for the Texans?
All right, so what I'm thinking for this pick is the opposite quarterback on this spectrum. I've got them selecting CJ Stroud. Am I going to be allowed to do that?
I started typing, so if not, I got a lot of erasing.
All right, so the reason why it's going to be CJ Stroud in this spot, and I wanted to talk about this a little bit, is for the reason that I think he's the most pro-ready quarterback in this system. I understand he's got the same agent as Deshaun Watson, but that's just a bunch of bullshit. If you can't deal with an agent, you shouldn't be a GM to begin with. So that's just posturing. I really think they want someone to trade up to this spot, maybe move back 1 or 2 spots, maybe like the Colts begging them to give them that spot so they can come and get their guy, making them look like they actually want someone else. So I think they're going to actually take CJ Stroud in this spot.
Yeah, it's been pretty well consensus that 1 and 2 are going to be CJ Stroud and Bryce Young. Bryce Young will be my pick here. I really do believe that these guys are going to be 1 and 2. I don't think anyone this early pulls the trigger on Anthony Richardson.
Yes, you're safe.
All right.
So Joe kind of stole my thunder a little bit. For this one, I have the Colts betting and pleading paying off. I have them trading up to the number 2 spot and taking CJ Stroud here.
Sorry, I stole your thunder. It's a thought went over my head. I've had so many thoughts though with so many drafts. Knowing I was going to need to have many thoughts tonight.
All right. I guess I could have put Colts here for you. We'll figure this out. We'll figure this out as we go along, boys. Whoa, what is happening?
All right, we got a lot of learning.
Yeah, I think you need to fix that.
Holy shit. What is going on?
We'll give Ron Seymour a second heckling fandom to fix his box.
You know what? We're going to go ahead and just delete all. What the fuck happened?
Oh, there you go.
Now just type it. That'll work.
Don't get too that's fancy. What I had last time.
No, just click another box.
All right, we're back on track now, boys.
Yeah.
All right. Joe is up with the Arizona Cardinals selection.
Okay, so I think in this spot, I'm going to kind of go with Ryan's thought here. I think the Colts are going to get a little bit antsy here and want to move up and take the QB that they want. There's been talks about actually, I'll say the name first. So if you guys want to sabotage me, the Colts will trade up and select Will Levis in this spot. So I really think they want him. They were talking about taking him over Anthony Richardson. I think they're going to get a little jittery here and think that maybe trading up 1 spot isn't that big of a deal. It won't cost them a lot, maybe a 2nd and 3rd round pick, and they want to take their guy. And I think they think that guy's going to be Will Levis.
Interesting.
All right. I also have a trade here, but I have the Titans trading up to select Anthony Richardson.
Ooh.
Who was it?
Ouch.
That would be me. You are not sending Anthony Richardson to the Titans.
I can't stand you. Well, then, I will have the.
Feel free to write sabotage across that spot.
Yeah. Well, I will write sabotage right here. And I will whine and bitch and. No, what the hell? That is not what I said.
He's already frustrated.
The autofill got him.
The autofill got me good. All right.
Sorry, we couldn't get out of the quarterbacks without having the sabotage.
Oh, God, that's going to ruin the whole draft because I know that's happening. I just fucking know.
That's why I did it.
I can't stand you. That's going to throw so much out of whack for me. Well, fuck it. I guess I'll try to stay as close as possible. Titans trade up. Did that really just take away my sabotage? You son of a bitch and thing. Titans are going to trade up and take Will Levis. Don't fucking do it, Brian.
I love sabotage so much. It just ruins your whole night. It really does.
Well, I have to pivot, I guess. You know, that's the point.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ryan.
All right, so I'm breaking away a little bit here. Well, I'll say the name first before my reasoning. I have the Cardinals taking Will Anderson Jr. here. Nothing.
Ooh,
Okay.
really good.
Cardinals super thin at defensive line. I mean, he could have been a guy that could have been the first pick in last year's draft. So I think it's pretty good value here for the Cardinals.
Oh shit.
You okay, Ron? Or do you need a second?
Yeah, I just was wondering why I put Will Anderson in all lowercase and then put Junior in uppercase. But if I did things normally, I probably would be far better off in my life.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm filling out my stuff over here.
Okay.
I gotta pivot and things.
Pivot.
I meant to ask you, Ron, for the Titans to trade up that far, did you have an idea of how much they would have to give up, or were you just kind of just?
Though I had them give up the 111, their first next year, and their second this year.
Okay, so a pretty substantial amount.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. And I was using the mock draft simulator over on profootballnetwork.com, and you can do the trades right on there, and it will decline the trade if it's something they don't deem good enough. So,
okay. So
that's kind of what I went to get it done.
So it makes it a little bit more realistic.
A little bit.
Right. Yeah. That's a lot of fun. I suggest if you're listening and you want to do some mock drafts, I suggest going over there. It's a good platform. All right. So Joe, you had the Colts traded up one spot for some godly reason to take Will Levis. So you now have the Arizona Cardinals on the clock.
Yep, they tried to acquire some more draft picks, which they did successfully in my draft, and I've got them selecting Will Anderson with the 4th pick. Am I allowed?
Yeah, we'll let it happen.
Did you get sabotaged?
Yeah. Nope, I did not. And I think he would very much help that defense, which needs a ton of help.
All right, so the Colts stay right here and get the most dynamic, athletic person to ever hit the combine at the quarterback position, and they select Anthony Richardson.
Could happen.
Except it won't happen.
What's up, my dude? Welcome to the Sabotage draft.
What is it? I missed it.
It's our old friend.
Ah, what up? All right. Ryan, who do you got for the Colts?
Well, so this is going to be the Texans pick here after the Colts traded up. And I have them selecting Anthony Richardson here. I think his style might be more of like what they were used to with Deshaun Watson. So I see them just letting the Colts trade up to acquire some capital and then taking the guy they really wanted anyway.
Okay.
All right, Joe, the Seattle Seahawks are on the clock. Who do they take?
Well, the Seattle Seahawks are going to be trading this pick to the Titans. And trading that pick to the Titans, they're going to select Anthony Richardson. Scratch that. They never wanted Anthony Richardson.
If I don't get to have them selecting Anthony Richardson, neither do you.
Pivot. Oh, okay. What do I want them doing? I've got a few drafts here. If they can't have him,
nobody can. No, that's not
definitely not. I will have them select. It's a lot tougher than it looks.
Yeah, it's not so funny when the foot's on the other hand, is it?
No, it's really not. It's a lot tougher than I anticipated. Do I want to get cute? Peter Skoronski.
Okay, offensive
Wait,
tackle.
are the Titans still trading up?
No.
So it's Seattle taking Peter Skoronski?
Yes.
I'm going to tell you all not to pick on me for my spelling. That's not right.
I think there's an O after the
Say, let's try another O.
I think that's right.
That's close enough. He's an offensive tackle, right?
Yep.
Good enough.
I'm just banking on getting the point here because I hope that they take him with one of the 2 picks. Because I know they need a tackle.
Yeah.
So that's honestly why I picked him that high. I don't think he's going to go at 5.
Why is I didn't
Ron,
pick you
so
to
when it like
autofill.
autofills like that, if you hit the bat space, it won't do that, and it'll just keep what you had.
Oh, thanks, Teach.
No problem.
So nice.
You know, we
All
gotta
right.
help out our elderly folk.
Our elderly people.
We do.
All right. So in my mock draft, the Seattle Seahawks are elated because they get Will Anderson coming off the edge, one of their top needs, and a very, very solid player.
Yeah, if they got him that late, that would be impressive.
I mean, it's only pick 5, but
I think they would run to the commissioner with that card if he falls there at 5.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So far we have had 2 sabotages, both for Anthony Richardson.
I know I'm shocked I got my Anthony Richardson pick in. So I'm kind of along the lines with Ron here, but I have them taking Tyree Wilson, unless someone wants otherwise. You know, another edge, probably the number 2 in this draft class behind Will Anderson.
Yeah, that's probably about right. All right, Joe, we now have Lions on the clock.
All right, so the Lions just recently traded one of their corners. So I've got the Lions selecting Christian Gonzalez, cornerback out of Oregon. There's some debate whether he is the 1 or 2 quarterback of this draft. I do think he's the number 1. And I think they saw both the Texans and Jets take a corner very high last year, and they're going to follow that trend. Because Sauce is a boss.
Not bad. I mean, I don't think he's on the level of Sauce or the other guy. But it's a good pick. I have the Detroit Lions taking defensive tackle Jalen Carter. Not a huge position of need for them. However, I think Dan Campbell will really like this man's playing style and just his nastiness. Really shore up that defensive line. I think his talent will be too good for them to pass up.
So are you not putting much stock in all the reports of people saying that, you know, he's off their draft board and all that due to
No, I'm really not. I think that's being overblown. I think they're trying to drive down his draft cost.
Okay.
I mean, because he was in the beginning of the year before that stupid stuff came out about his drunk driving or whatnot. Like, he was probably above Will Anderson as the top defensive player in the draft. Okay. So I think he will fit with the Detroit Lions very nicely.
All right. For me, for the Lions, I have Lucas Van Ness going here.
Ooh, he's been a riser up some boards. I've been seeing him. A few weeks ago, he was in the 20s, and now he's in the top 10 in some drafts.
He's edge, right?
Yep.
All right. That completes pick 8 for the Detroit Lions, or not pick 8. I'm sorry. Pick 7, right?
Pick 6.
Pick 6. Son.
Pick 6. All right. So we are now on to the Las Vegas Raiders at 9. Joe.
9.
Vegas Raiders.
7.
7. That's what I said. Get over it.
He's getting numbers wrong tonight. He's getting players wrong tonight.
It's because I'm looking at the fucking thing over here and it's not right.
Anthony Richardson still being on the board is messing with him. All right. So with the 7th pick, I've got the Raiders selecting Jalen Carter. They've never had a problem in their past selecting players that are deemed with character issues. I don't even really know if Jalen Carter's really got character issues. I understand that his pro day and combine weren't exactly the best. He's dealing with some legal issues and some other stuff that's going on in his life here too. But the Raiders feel like a team that's willing to take a shot on such a high talent there. So we're going to go with Jalen Carter.
All right. For the Las Vegas Raiders at pick 7, I have them taking offensive tackle Paris Johnson Jr. Shores up a need for them. Paris Johnson is considered by some that he's the better all-around tackle in this draft. So I've seen some where he's been the first tackle off the board, and his film looks pretty good. So we're going to roll with it, and it fills a position of need for the Raiders.
All right. I was torn here a little bit, but I'm going to have the Raiders select Christian Gonzalez, cornerback.
The Raiders were a tough team to pick for.
Yeah. I feel like they go cornerback to this position. I was struggling of which one, but I think Christian Gonzalez.
Whatever. We got it. That person there.
Do we know?
I spelled it different in 2 different spots. Shh, it's okay. The Atlanta Falcons are up at pick number 8. Right?
Yes.
Yep.
Why is it? Oh, because I'm looking here now. See, I should look at this number, not this number over here. We're getting there, boys. We're getting there. Pretty soon I'll be pro at Excel. All right, Joe. Atlanta Falcons.
I'll have them selecting Anthony Richardson at the 8th pick.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I thought you already plugged him in somewhere.
Ryan drop off? Hold on. I believe Ryan dropped off.
Shoot.
We'll give him a shot to get back in here and then determine if he actually wants to sabotage or not. Well, we're delaying, Ron, what's your thoughts on Anthony Richardson's stock? It seems to have gone up and down.
I know you sabotaged me, but I mean, I really do believe that he will be taken within the first 4 picks. I think the 4 quarterbacks are going to go off the board first 4 picks. I don't feel like they're going to fall. So I don't think I'm making it out of the top 5.
It's almost like a nice intermission here without Ryan. We're about 8 picks in. This is about halftime of the first part of the sabotage draft. I don't know. I think Anthony Richardson is really going to be a wild card here. There's some teams I think that are going to really like him, maybe potentially Atlanta, Tennessee, and stuff. So that's something we're all going to have to consider while we wait for Ryan's shitty computer to get started back up here. He could very well be traded up for by the Falcons in this spot and be selected by them, or they could go a whole host of other directions. I don't know. He's definitely a polarizing player.
Yeah, I mean, he's got, very raw talent. Definitely is a prospect that needs work, but the athleticism is just off the charts.
Oh, it absolutely is off the charts. We see Ryan has popped back into the room with no webcam. There's his webcam.
Hey, welcome back, buddy.
It seems our intermission is over.
Yep, my computer just decided that it hates the sabotage mock and just shut down my whole everything. So
I will start over with the 8th pick, and as you can see here, Ryan, and I will give you an opportunity. I have the Falcons selecting Anthony Richardson with the 8th pick.
Ooh. Okay.
Am I allowed to do it?
I'll allow it.
And Ron has decided I can take Anthony Richardson in the spot.
Yeah, I'll allow it this time. So I've got the Falcons here at pick number 8, taking Bijan Robinson. The way I look at it, 2 years ago, they took raw talent at a position that doesn't generally get drafted inside the top 10 in Kyle Pitts. Last year, they decided, hey, let's double down. We're going to take Drake London. They're going to finish it up this year with a team that wants to run the ball. They got a young second-year QB that they hope can develop into something more. Why not give them a very good running back to come in and help carry the load for this team in a very weak NFC South division that if things get put together right for them, they can take that division.
This is the spot for fantasy football that I desperately want him to go to. And I do have the
this
first
is
pick in our dynasty draft. This would be the perfect spot for him. And actually, Ron, before you sabotaged me and I threw Anthony Richardson to the Falcons, Bijan was my pick. And if my draft would have gone that way, that's who it would have been. I really hope this happens.
Yeah. See what happens when you sabotage me? I fuck up your draft.
What were you saying, Ryan?
No, I really like that spot. I think that's really interesting. That's not one that I had thought about.
I honestly think it is the best spot for Bijan Robinson to go, just because of the amount that the Falcons want to run the ball. Like, that's what they want to do. And they were pretty decent at it last year with Tyler Algier. I think they bring in Bijan, and Algier ends up being a very solid second running back for their team to spell Bijan when he needs to be spelled.
Right. So here I'm gonna have the Falcons taking Jalen Carter. If you guys let it happen. I think I think he falls this far, and they just take the best value right now and snag a huge defensive player.
Honestly, he's no one that I really wanted to sabotage here because he's such a polarizing player and you don't really know where he's going to go, that I'm fine with anyone dropping him anywhere in the draft. He may get taken in the top 8. He may drop to 13, 14, 15. We just don't know with him.
All right, and up next at number 9, we have JJ's Chicago Bears on the clock.
All right. Pay attention, JJ. This is who your team is actually going to end up with unless these two say otherwise. So I've got the Bears selecting Broderick Jones, offensive tackle out of Georgia. I think he's the most stout player at this position. They desperately need offensive line help for their very athletic quarterback there. And I think JJ would be doing backflips and cartwheels to see Broderick Jones on the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't they? I've done a few mock drafts. I kept going back and forth with different players, different spots. Obviously, when you do them, you try to mix them up a little bit to see what you like the best. And on this particular mock draft, I decided, you know what would really help Justin Fields? Let's get him another playmaker in Jaxon Smith-Njiba, who he played with in college. So, sounds like a great pick for him. I'm going to cheat with this one.
You ain't baiting me this time.
But, and again, I believe that JJ would probably love this pick. I know they went and got DJ Moore, but every team that's been going deep into the playoffs lately has had 2 very good wide receivers on their team. I think JSN really helps them pick up their offense.
Interesting.
I'm kind of with Joe here. I think the Bears are going to look to get some more protection for Fields. I have the Bears taking Paris Johnson, offensive tackle.
Paris Johnson.
Mr. Johnson.
Offensive tackle. Getting so good at this, guys. You're so jealous right now.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't jump off the screen like Ryan, so.
Right, yeah. Up next at pick number 10, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. Joe, who are the reigning NFC champions getting?
The reigning NFC champions and losers in the Super Bowl, which I'm sure Ron loves, are going to be looking to get Tyree Wilson, edge out of Texas Tech. And the reason they're looking to do that is because they're going to be looking to get pressure on AFC QBs that they're hoping to see in the Super Bowl next year, like Patrick Mahomes. Their defense seemed to be missing some speed at the end of the season. He's a top option here. He's a number 5 rated player on a lot of big boards here. I think Tyree Wilson is someone that they could desperately use.
Yeah, I like that. They lost a lot of depth on their defensive line this offseason. They had a lot of older guys that they just didn't feel like paying the money to bring back. So I think picking up an edge player is a solid move for them. They also lost a couple defensive backs. So I have the Eagles taking Christian Gonzalez here, cornerback out of Oregon, just to solidify their defensive back. I think their depth at the defensive line is still better than their depth at defensive back. So I think this is the pick they'll go for. The fuck am I spelling? It was Gong. I don't know if you guys seen that. Gonzalez. All right, Ryan.
It's kind of weird. Like the Eagles, even though they're reigning NFC champs, I feel like there's so many directions they could go of holes they got filled. But I have them taking Bijan Robinson here.
Oh shoot!
Ooh.
You know, you look at their depth chart. You see Rashad Penny, Kenneth Gainwell, Boston Scott. I mean, yeah, you couldn't have said it as soon. You couldn't have done it as soon as I said the name. You had to let me.
I had to decide if I really wanted to waste it, but I can't let that happen to the Giants. So I had to go ahead and
burn another one.
All right.
Besmirch him.
That's all right. I was 50-50. Wasn't in love with that pick. So I'm gonna have the Eagles go defense. I'm gonna have them take Devon Witherspoon here.
Ooh, didn't see that one coming.
Devon Witherspoon plays. What position is he?
Cornerback.
Corner.
Make sure to put the S where it was Sabotage too.
Oh yes.
You got a whole big thing right there.
Did it. Like Ryan said, if you hit backspace, it goes away.
But still, I wouldn't be shocked to see that happen. The Eagles have a lot of unprovens in the backfield. Jalen Hurts is their money man now. Might not want him running a ton. So it'd be interesting to see.
It would be. I don't hate the landing spot. I just hate it for the Giants.
That's
all right.
fair.
Number 11 is the Tennessee Titans, except Joe had them. Did they ever end up trading, or did that all get sabotaged away?
That got fucked up by you.
Okay. So you got the Tennessee Titans on the clock.
Yes, I do, don't I? Well, if the Tennessee Titans are not going to end up with a quarterback, which in this spot they did not, this is another option. They definitely need help in this spot. I'll have them select Paris Johnson Jr., offensive tackle out of Ohio State.
Outside of the quarterbacks, is this the first person that we've all picked for a different team now?
This might be.
Like I know we all picked the first 4 quarterbacks, but I don't think we've had anyone else yet. Christian Gonzalez, maybe.
I've got Christian Gonzalez to the Lions.
Yeah, and I know Ryan already picked him, so no, Christian Gonzalez was the first one. Okay, not a bad pick. Definitely is going to be helpful for the Titans to bolster that offensive line. This is my pick. It's actually not the Titans anymore. It was Arizona. And they traded back this far, and they still get a pretty decent edge rusher in Tyree Wilson. Fuck you, Joe. Fuck you, Joe.
What? Tyree Wilson?
Fuck you, Joe.
What's Arizona going to do with this pick?
Fuck you, Joe. They're still going to get edge rusher.
Is there any more picking here?
They're going to get Lucas Van Ness. That's who they're going to get.
That's actually a decent pick. Now, just mark that Miles Murphy is falling down your board because I made the mistake of doing that last year with a player, and I think I just had to have him drop off my board completely.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what you.
In the first year, Brian had that happen like big time. Like he completely forgot about it.
Oh, yeah, it was like a top 10 player. That was just not even in the first round anymore.
All right. Hold on 1 second. Timeout from the game.
It's just fun to hit him on the second part of the sabotage, which is the trade back, because you feel like a genius. You're like, oh yeah, they're gonna get this top 10 player still, and it just doesn't happen.
Go here. He went up there. Okay.
Having to adjust some things on your draft board, Ron.
Yep. Had to adjust a few things here or there.
Sorry.
Luckily, it was all still in today's section, so that'll be good for me.
That's good.
Where am I right now?
At your house, I think.
Thanks, bud.
Do you know what date it is? Who's
not really? No. The 19th. All right, Ryan.
So I have the Titans doing what I think Joe had them doing. I have them taking Will Levis here, quarterback. But I think he falls to them without them having to move up to do it.
Okay.
Interesting. Oh, wow. So me and Joe have both used both of our available sabotages for the day.
Ooh, I like it.
Has Ryan used any?
Ryan hasn't used any yet.
Didn't you use one on you?
Nope. That was you, both of them.
He says with a hint of hatred.
A hint of anger in his voice. All right. Next on the clock at pick number 12, we have the Houston Texans for their second pick of the first round. Joe, who do you
got? The Texans really need a wide receiver, and I could see them selecting Jaxon Smith-Njiba in this spot.
Most of my early drafts had him going here.
Listen, I mean, he's probably the most I would think, prolific wide receiver on this list. I think he's got the upside of potentially being a top 6 or 7 wide receiver in this league. When you ask Chris Olave who the best wide receiver at Ohio State was, he said JSN. He's shifty. He's very unique in getting away from players. I think he's just overall the best wide receiver in this draft.
Yeah. He's been in most people's number 1 for a while now. For the Houston Texans at 12, I have them picking, surprisingly, Tyree Wilson, the edge, has fallen to them down here. Lucky them.
Well, he's in Texas.
So they get some edge help.
Funny how these players slide.
Weird. Slide so far, so fast sometimes.
They do need an edge. It could happen.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely a position to need. I mean, most of their positions are positions of need.
All right.
All right, Ryan.
I have the Texans. They get their quarterback with Anthony Richardson. So then I have them taking Smith-Njiba at wide receiver.
Feels like a very trendy pick.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of my early mocks had that exact thing, but I liked it for the Bears, Now on the clock at pick 13 is Joe's New York Jets.
Let's go.
Okay, well, the Jets are very angry how this draft has ended up turning out for them. So they're going to look to take the 4th offensive tackle off the board in this position, Darnell Wright. Not optimal, but they need a tackle.
I also have them taking a tackle, but I have them taking Broderick Jones because he's still on the board for me.
I'm hoping that's what happens.
And for like the 3rd year in a row or something like that, or the 3rd time in 4 years, Jets use a 1st-round pick on an offensive tackle.
Yes.
I have them taking Broderick Jones as well.
And Ryan doesn't have to worry about being sabotaged, but he does have to worry about using a sabotage here soon. All right, so pick 14. 3 picks left for today's draft. We have the Ryan's New England Patriots. Joe, who are the Patriots getting?
This is always the toughest pick in every single draft because the Patriots never do anything we fucking want.
Them and the Raiders. I thought about looking for someone projected in the 2nd round and picking them.
This is always tough. All right, I'm going to have them trade out of this spot.
Oh, shoot. We have a trade, ladies and gentlemen.
They're going to trade it to the Detroit Lions, who are going to select Hendon Hooker. Is that okay, Ryan?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
You're like, yeah, I like the Patriots trading back and accumulating more picks. It's like them.
It's very status quo.
Hendon Hooker's been a riser on boards, has been looked to be seen as healthy. I think the Lions want to groom their own QB of the future, and Hendon Hooker is a talented quarterback who is seen as one of the top options going into this year before his injury.
There was one of my mock drafts where I got real crazy, and I had the Giants trade back twice and end up with pick 31 from the Chiefs and selecting Hendon Hooker with the 31st pick.
That's
not this. It's not this one, but it was a lot of fun to do it. But for the New England Patriots, I have them taking cornerback Devon Witherspoon to help with their defense.
I can definitely see that.
that was one of their bigger needs. The other one is wide receiver, but they're not doing that.
No.
So I got them taking Devon Witherspoon, cornerback. Ryan, for your New England Patriots.
I have
Who do you have?
the Patriots being the Patriots. They'll go offensive tackle here and take Darnell Wright.
And how far down the board is Darnell Wright?
Not far enough for this pick to come true.
Offensive tackle Darnell Wright. What school does he go to, Ryan? Is it like some like D3 school?
Probably. Most teams are probably looking at him in round 3. But
not Bill Belichick.
Tennessee.
Although people hated on the Cole Strange pick, but he was solid this year.
Hey, look, I've got Darnell Wright in the same spot, just one pick higher.
Yep. All right, pick number 15, we have the Green Bay Packers. Joe, who is Aaron Rodgers going to be throwing to this year?
Well, I can tell you right now that he's not going to be throwing to anyone this year because the Packers are actually going to select a wide receiver, which they don't do for Aaron Rodgers here. So they're going to get Jordan Addison.
I wanted to put a wide receiver so bad because I think it's so freaking funny.
Because they haven't drafted one and then they take one.
I was the same way.
Great baby move would that be? I think it's going to happen.
I was the same way.
I think that'd be absolutely hilarious.
It would be very funny, but I went a slightly different direction. I kind of went the chalk pick. This is the one most people have them taking, and I got them taking tight end Michael Mayer.
Do we now?
Most people have that round. Well, you won't.
All right. Well, like I said, most people had that, but it's a stupid pick. Really dumb. I don't know why anyone would choose that. I mean, just ridiculous. They actually want to go with the more athletic tight end, the one that's, a much better pass catcher with Dalton Kincaid. That's the tight end that they want. And I'm pretty sure on the back of his jersey, it's just in big letters going to say, "Fuck you, Ryan Warner."
Right, Sabotage next to
apparently it's my year to be the Sabotage King or something. Jesus fucking Christ.
We had to make sure that you don't get that trophy back.
You didn't mark it with the S.
And who were you going to select originally, Ron?
Michael Mayer. Let me guess. That's who you're picking?
Yep.
That's a solid move. I like what you did there. Because now if you're right, I can't also be right. I like the gamesmanship there, Ryan. I appreciate it.
Yeah, always strategizing.
That one will be extra salty if he actually gets it right.
Yeah, that will not be a fun time for me. Ryan won't even be there to punch in the knee.
Tough shit.
Ron receiving 3 sabotages in the first 16 picks.
Yeah, it's really great. All right, moving along. We got the last pick for our top 16 of this draft. We have the Washington Commanders. All right, Joe, who do you got the Commanders taking?
I have them selecting Utah tight end Dalton Kincaid. It just stings so much more, doesn't it?
These two tight ends have been much said to be the top 2 of the draft. Pretty much consensus-wise. Most people think Kincaid will be the better for fantasy. And that Michael Mayer may be the better for an actual NFL team. So for the Washington Commanders, Where the hell am I? Oh, yes. They are going to take. I hate you both sometimes. No, don't do that. Sorry, I'm hitting buttons I shouldn't be hitting. They are going to take edge rusher. Hold on a second. Where the fuck do I have that guy going? Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, they're going to take edge rusher Miles Murphy from
I thought we were done with Sabotage.
It just took him so long to come up with it that I had to do it.
I can't breathe.
Good. I'm glad you can't breathe.
Oh no.
Oh. God.
Fuck.
So
All
he's
right.
been sabotaged. How many times tonight?
Four.
Four times in the first 16 plays.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh.
Yeah, this is horrible. I don't know who I want to put here at all. I guess they will just go with safety Brian Branch out of Alabama.
All right.
That's possible.
Well, I didn't have anything else prepared.
I'll tell you what I would have done in your spot after Ryan makes his pick. After we're done with Washington.
Yeah. So I went a little riskier. I have Washington taking Joey Porter Jr.
This is what I would have done. Yep.
Ron Rivera's never taken a cornerback in the first round, but they are very thin at that position and don't have a true number one corner. This is a very strong cornerback class. So if there was a year for him to finally do it, this would be the one.
Well, I couldn't have him take Joey Porter Jr. because I like his landing spot where I have him a lot better. Didn't want to ruin it.
Sounds like a sabotage for tomorrow.
I'm going to end up chaining my entire back half of my fucking draft.
You know what makes it challenging when you go onto the website, you actually have to put in the picks that you hate into the board and try to figure out your best 16 after for tomorrow night.
All right. Well, that was the first half of our sabotage mock draft here. We all had a lot of fun, didn't we?
Oh, we did.
Yeah, that was good.
Why don't we give a quick review on the sabotages real quick, Ron? We'll say who we're just scroll back really quick to it, and we'll say where people got sabotaged and who was going to get picked, just for the record.
Oh, well, they're mostly on my name here, so it's pretty simple here. I was sabotaged with everything in life. It started real early when I didn't even mark this one. Oh, no, that's you. I did mark it. It's over here. Hold on a second. There we go. I was sabotaged real early at pick 3 with my Titans trading up, but that's fine. They just took Will Levis anyways, I suppose. Then later on, I was sabotaged. Shockingly, the same team that traded up, that whole trade just got sabotaged right to shit. Where Arizona was picking at number 11 where the Titans were. You scroll down a little bit, then back to back, Ryan's a dick. And he sabotages me when I'm picking for Green Bay and Washington just because he hates me and he can't stand losing to me and he knows it's going to happen.
So we'll scroll over to
We got Ryan was sabotaged one time. I believe that was, I don't even fucking remember. Does it really fucking matter anymore? Oh, it was when the Eagles were taking Bijan.
Yeah, and Ron was mean and sabotaged me, so I had to lash out.
Yeah, and then Joe was sabotaged once
For
at
Anthony
pick 5 with the Seattle Seahawks, where he initially had the Titans trading up to take
Anthony Richardson.
So, yeah, there's that. We're going to get this right off the screen now because I'm sick of looking at it. So
there's always one person at the end of the night that's sick of looking at it.
That is not the button I picked. I do not want to be that big. So I hope you all had fun.
We did.
I had a great time, except I didn't. No, I really did. I really enjoyed these. It is a lot of fun. Remember to come back tomorrow. We will redo picks 17 through 31 because there is no pick 32 in the first round of the draft.
Good job, Miami.
Good job, Miami, for being a bunch of fuck.
And we all have one sabotage left for tomorrow. So with that, make sure to like and subscribe to the show.
Yeah, Ryan had a chance to save it, but
no,
you were just struggling so much to make that pick that I had to make it worse.
Well, whose fault was that, Ryan?
You should have let Bijan go to the Eagles.
I guess
pick.
so.
I do you dirty once, and you're like, "Fuck you, motherfucker."
Twice. Pretty brutal.
You fuck me, I fuck you.
Fuck you, long time. All right, guys. If you like what you hear on
do the
Garbage Time,
ending spiel.
I am. If you like what you hear on Garbage Time Fantasy Football, make sure to like and subscribe to the show here on YouTube. You can also listen to us in audio formats on Apple, Spotify, Google, Pandora, Amazon, iHeartRadio. Leave us voicemails and hate mails at www.garbagetimef.com. And like I said, like and subscribe to the show and join us tomorrow, 8:30, same time for picks 16 through 31. Have a great night, guys.